Welcome to this channel, Indian famous Hindu temples. Today we are talking about another Jyotirlinga, which is 8th Jyotirlinga of Dwadash Jyotirlinga, situated at Nasik in Maharashtra. Triambakeshwar Jyotirlinga. Triambakeshwar Shiva Temple, Nasik, Maharashtra. The Triambakeshwar Shiva Temple is an ancient Hindu temple in the town of Triambak, which is in the Triambakeshwar Tehsil of the Nashik district of Maharashtra, India. It is 28 kilometers away from the city of Nashik and 40 kilometers away from the Nashik road. It is committed to Hindu god Shiva and is one of the 12 Jyotirlingas where the Hindu ancestry registers at Triambakeshwar, Maharashtra are kept. Near Triambak is where the sacred Godavari River gets its start. The Godavari River, which is the second longest river in peninsular India, originates from the sacred pond in the temple grounds known as Kushavardhakunda. It was constructed by Srimad Sardar Rao Saheb Parnerkar, who was the Fada novice of Indore state. On the edge of the Kunda, a bust of Sardar Fada novice and his wife can be seen. Peshwa Balaji Baji Rao rebuilt the original temple after it was destroyed by invaders. Architecture. The temple is sandwiched between Brahmagiri, Nilgiri, and Kalagiri hills. The three lingas in the temple are Shiv, Vishnu, and Brahma, an iconic representation of Shiv. Amritavarshini is the name of the temple tank, and its height was 28 meters, 92 feet, by 30 m, 98 feet. Mukundatirtha, Bilvatirtha, and Viswanantirtha are three additional water bodies. Gungadevi, Jailswara, Rameswara, Gaudamswara, Kedarnatha, Rama, Krishna, Parasurama, and Lakshmi Narayana are among the gods depicted. There are also several monasteries and saintly samadhis in the temple. Jyotirlinga. According to the Shiva Purana, when Brahma, the Hindu lord of creation, and Vishnu, the Hindu divine force of conservation, had a contention regarding matchless quality of creation. Shiva created the Jyotirlinga, a massive and never-ending pillar of light, to test them. In order to locate the light's end in either direction, Vishnu and Brahma split off in opposite directions. Vishnu accepted his defeat, while Brahma lied that he had discovered the end. Brahma was cursed by Shiva, who showed up as the second pillar of light and said that while Vishnu would be worshipped until the end of time, he would have no place in ceremonies. Shiva takes on a portion of the form of the Jyotirlinga, which is the supreme-less reality. Thus, the Jyotirlinga shrines are locations where Shiva appeared as a fiery light column. 12 of the 64 Jyotirlingas that were originally believed to exist are regarded as extremely fortunate and holy. The presiding deity, Shiv, is given the name of each of the 12 Jyotirlinga sites, which are each regarded as distinct manifestations of Shiv. The primary image at each of these places is a lingam, which stands for the beginningless and endless Stamba pillar and represents Shiv's infinite nature. The 12 Jyotirlinga are Somnath in Gujarat, Mallikarjuna at Srisailam in Andhra Pradesh, Mahakalaswar at Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh, Omkareshwar in Madhya Pradesh, Kedarnath in the Himalayas, Bhimashankar in Maharashtra, Vishwanath at Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, Triambakeshwar in Maharashtra, Vaidyanath at Deoghar in Jharkhand, Nateshwar Temple at Dwarka in Gujarat, Rameshwar at Rameswaram in Tamil Nadu and Krishneshwar at Aurangabad in Maharashtra. On the night of the Adra Nakshatra, Lord Shiva displayed himself in the form of a Jyotirlinga. When a person reaches a higher level of spiritual attainment, it is believed that they can perceive the Jyotirlingas as columns of fire piercing the earth. The name of the presiding deity is used for each Jyotirlinga site. The Jyotirlinga basically represents Lord Shiv's infinite nature. Shiva is regarded as the primordial Atman, soul, self, of the universe, a formless, limitless, transcendent, and unchanging absolute Brahman. Legend of the Temple. Triambakeshwar Shiva Temple, one of the 12 Jyotirlingas, is a religious site with a close-up view of its top. The Jyotirlinga here is remarkable for its three faces, which represent Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Rudra. Because of the inordinate utilization of water, the linga has begun to dissolve. This erosion is said to be a symbol for the deteriorating nature of human society. The gold mask of Tridev, Brahma Vishnu Mahesh, is topped by a jeweled crown that covers the lingas. The crown, made of diamonds, emeralds, and other precious stones, is said to be from the Pandavas' time. Every Monday, the crown is on display from 4 to 5 p.m. Shiva serves as the principal deity in all other Jyotirlingas. At the foothills of a mountain known as Brahmagiri, the entire black stone temple is renowned for its attractive architecture and sculpture. The Brahmagiri mountain is the source of 3 of the Godavari sources. An account of the Godavari River. When Brahmadev arrived at Satyaloka, on earth, he offered the same holy Ganges water to god Trivikrama in an effort to free the Ganges that god Shankar had propped up on his head. People were affected by the hunger pangs during the 24-year famine. However, Gautama's ashram, place of residence, in Triambakeshwar received daily rains thanks to Varun, the god of rains, who was pleased with sage Gautama. In the days before the famine, Gautama used to sow rice in the fields around his ashram in the morning, harvest it in the afternoon, and use the rice to feed a large group of rishis who had taken refuge in his ashram. The group of rishis' blessings raised Gautama's merit, Punya. Due to his increased merit, Lord Indra's position became unstable. In order to end the famine, bring back the rishis, and weaken Gautama's growing merits, Indra ordered clouds to fall over Triambakeshwar. Even after the famine was over, Gautama continued to feed the rishis and gain merit while urging them to retreat. He once saw a cow grazing in the paddy field, so he threw durba, sharp, pointed grass, at her to drive her away. This caused the slender cow to die. Jaya, Parvati's friend, had taken on the appearance of a cow. The rishis were upset by this information, so they refused to dine at his ashram. Gautama asked the rishis to show him how to get out of this sin. It was said that taking a bath in the Ganges would free him from his sins, and that he should approach Lord Shiva and ask him to release the Ganges. After that, Gautama did penance by ascending to the summit of Brahmagiri for 1,000 years. His worship pleased Lord Shankara, who gave him the Ganges. Kashavarta, the location where the Godavari flows. However, Ganges' unwillingness to part ways with Lord Shiv irritated him. He performed a dance called Tandav Nritya and shaved his hair there with his jata. Ganges appeared on Brahmagiri, scared by this. Ganges later showed up in the Triambakeshwar. She was praised by Gautama, but she would periodically appear on the mountain and then vanish in rage. In her waters, Gautama could not bathe. Following that, the Ganges were mentioned in the Ganga Dwar, Virhatirtha, Ramalaxmantirtha, and Ganga Sagartirtha. Nevertheless, Gautama was unable to bathe in her waters. The Gautama made a promise to her and covered the river with enchanted grass. The Tirtha was given the name Kashavarta because the flow stopped there. The Godavari rises from this Kashavarta and reaches the sea. Here, Gautama's sin of killing a cow was expunged. Numerous religious vidhis, rituals, take place here, making it famous. Here are performed Narayan Nagbali, Kalsarpa Shanti, and Tripindi Vidhi. Only Triambakeshwar is where Narayan Nagbali Puja is performed. 3 days are required to perform this puja. On specific dates, this puja is performed. This puja should not be performed on certain days. This puja is performed for a variety of reasons, including to cure a disease, to end a bad time, to kill a cobra, nag, to help a family in financial trouble, or to perform a religious ritual to have everything. There are a lot of Brahmin households in Triambakeshwar town, which is also a center for Vedic Gurukuls, a kind of boarding school. Ashrams and schools are also there to teach Ashtanga Yoga, a Hindu way of life. Peshwa Nana Sahib commissioned the basalt construction of the present temple. It just so happens that the Peshwa staked his stake on whether or not the stone that surrounded the Jyotirlinga was hollow inside. After it was established that the stone was hollow, the Peshwa lost the wager and constructed a magnificent temple from it. The world-famous Nassau diamond served as the temple's Shiva deity. It has been owned by one person or another ever since it was looted by the British during the Third Anglo-Maratha War. Edward J. Hand, a trucking company executive from Greenwich, Connecticut, USA, currently owns the diamond. This location is famous for its scenic beauty during the rainy or monsoon season and is surrounded by green hills that haven't been polluted. Triambakeshwar is 7 kilometers away from Anjaneri Mountain, where Lord Hanuman was born. Matamba/Sri Nalambika/Dattatreya Temple. The Neel Mountain is the backdrop for this temple. All of the goddesses, Matamba, Renuka, and Mananba, came to observe Parasurama while he was doing tapas, or penance. He asked all the goddesses to stay there after his penance, and the temple was built for them. Triambakeshwar Temple of Sri Swami Samarth Maharaj, Akul Bardiya Sri Swami Samarth Gurupith. Shiva Temple is 1 mile away from this temple. A stunning example of Vastu Shastra can be found in this temple. Connectivity. The Triambakeshwar Shiva Temple is 30 kilometers away by road from Nashik, and Thane is 157 kilometers away. The road is the best way to get to the temple. Nashik Road Railway Station is the closest railway station that is 39 kilometers away by road.